So, Jim, this is really exciting to me that technology like this is available today. 10 years ago, people would have thought, well, this is science fiction. But here we are today using light as a method for activating stem cells and producing dramatic, life-changing results.
Well, and I think it's important. I want to emphasize one thing as you've gone through that really incredible, fascinating information is the speed at which your science, the technology performs. People talk about, like, remember you showed that ear and you said, well, that would normally take weeks. And then, well, no, here's actually 10 days later. Or you describe a study where we're not talking a month or 2 months or 3 months to see a significant change in how the brain looks. No, we're talking 24 hours or 3 days or 7 days. So I got to ask you, are you surprised at the speed at which this technology performs?
Jim, I started this research program 10 years ago, and it was extremely expensive. We invested over $4 million into developing X39. And as a result, we had 70 patents in the field of devices that I invented for improving the stem cell activity in the body. And, when you start a project like this, you never know what's going to happen. And over the years, we've seen in our laboratory some really extraordinary things. But the first time that you see it, it's a big surprise when you get an outcome like this, that you can accelerate healing in such a dramatic way. And then you realize, wow, this is going to help people. And to have a tool like this, where even when you get in an accident, you have an injury, that you have a tool like this and it can be life-changing. So it's so thrilling.
And the nature of the cognitive dynamic for the brain. I mean, you actually mentioned something today. You're always discovering something, and you picked up a fact, you did some research, and you came back and said, oh, wait a minute. No wonder we're having such an impact on our cognitive function of the brain. So it is a continual discovery process, isn't it, when you are working with this science?
Yeah, there's so many things to discuss on that point. What you're referring to is that I was speaking with a biochemist today, and her specialty is gene mapping. And what we were looking at was the way copper peptide improves the gene expression in the body. And for those people there that are listening that aren't scientists, what we're really looking at is something truly extraordinary, that by activating the stem cells with light and by using light to elevate copper peptide, the cells in the body look and behave like younger, healthier cells. So when you look under the microscope, if you took the cells from someone 70 years old and you elevate the copper peptide, now all of a sudden those cells look and act younger. So this is really extraordinary. It's so exciting, and it explains why people get some of the extraordinary benefits that they do.
And the last thing I'll say, because I know we have some other things we want to get to, is the concept that universities, research centers, big pharma, as you know, more than anybody, they're spending billions of dollars as we speak, trying to figure out the best way to make stem cells better, inject things, add drugs to your system, whatever, to allow to work against the whole aging factor. You come along, LifeWave comes along, and our entire network across the world, we come along with this ability to do something right now that no one else is able to do, as they spend billions. And we are not spending billions, are we, David? It's a phenomenal breakthrough, and I think people need to recognize what they have in their hand. It's incredible.
Yeah, with pharmaceutical companies, it's said that it can take 10 to 20 years to develop a new drug. And it's really understandable why. And tremendous amounts of money, hundreds of millions of dollars, and then regulatory approval. There's toxic side effects. and the truth of the human body. You know, this is something that's been known in Japan and in Asia for thousands of years that is not recognized in the United States, I'm sorry to say. But in the Eastern cultures, it's recognized that human beings are beings of light. And this is sometimes thought as something mystical, but it's very, very true. Our body literally contains light, and the body is controlled by light. And Western science is just starting to accept this today. But this is why LifeWave is so powerful, because we take advantage of this. We use light to influence the body and do incredible things like activate the stem cells so people can have extraordinary health benefits, and it's not expensive.